Hey there! History buffs and Olympic enthusiasts at Enchant Minds here, bringing you the hottest ancient history facts this side of the Parthenon. Think you know the Olympics? Think again, sweatbands? We're about to dive deeper than a Spartan warrior in a kiddie pool into the mind-blowing world of the ancient Olympics. Get ready for a wild ride. Alright, first up on our hit parade of ancient athletic oddities, the birthday suits. Yep, you heard that right. These guys weren't rocking the latest Nike or Adidas. We're talking full-on, au naturel, letting it all hang out. Strategically blurred, of course, because this is a family-friendly channel. And before you ask, no, I don't have any behind-the-scenes footage.
The Greeks believed that competing in the buff was the ultimate display of physical perfection. It was all about celebrating the human form in all its glory.
Personally, I prefer my spandex. But hey, whatever helps you channel your inner Olympian, right? All right, buckle up, Buttercup, because we're about to leave the track and field for something a little more intense. Forget marathons and synchronized swimming. The ancient Olympics were all about adrenaline-pumping action. We're talking full-on gladiator-style combat sports, folks. Boxing, wrestling, pankration, which was basically ancient MMA, and the piece de resistance chariot racing. They had chariot races, people. Chariots. Imagine horses thundering around a track, dust flying everywhere, and guys with biceps the size of watermelons trying to steer these death traps. I mean, talk about an upgrade from your average jog on the treadmill, am I right? Now, chariot racing wasn't for the faint of heart. It was dangerous, brutal, and more often than not ended in a spectacular crash. We're talking broken bones, trampled bodies, and the occasional chariot going full-on Wile E. Coyote off a cliff. Okay, maybe not that last one, but you get the picture. But hey, who needs safety regulations when you've got glory and eternal bragging rights on the line, right? Just another day at the office for these ancient adrenaline junkies. Next up, we're diving into the religious side of the games. Alright, picture this. Thousands of ripped dudes, and spoiler alert, eventually some seriously badass women, gathered not just for some friendly competition, but to honor the big guy upstairs. We're talking Zeus, the god of lightning, thunder, and probably those protein shakes that taste like gravel but get you jacked. These games weren't just about winning, they were a giant, sweaty offering to the gods. Think of it as a sacrifice, but instead of, sacrificing a goat, they sacrificed their time, sweat, and occasionally their dignity, looking at you, discus throw fail guys. Now, I'm not saying they didn't care about winning. Imagine the trash talking between city-states. Your discus throw? More like a discus wobble, Sparta. But there was this whole other level to it. They believed athletic prowess pleased the gods. So while you're sweating through your burpees, imagine these guys were basically doing CrossFit for Zeus. And you thought your workout playlist was epic. This was next-level motivation. Okay, so we're talking ancient Greece here, land of philosophers, democracy, and apparently some seriously outdated views on women in sports. Yeah, you heard that right. The original Olympics? A total sausage fest. The guys were running around in the nude, more on that later. But women? Banned from even watching the games, let alone competing. Talk about a double standard. Even Zeus must have raised an eyebrow at that one. Now, before you get all riled up, looking at you, Twitter, remember, times were different back then. Women had different roles, blah, blah, blah. But seriously, can you imagine the talent they missed out on? These ladies were probably wrestling lions and outrunning chariots in their spare time. Thankfully, we've moved on since then. Well, mostly, we still have a long way to go for true equality in sports, but hey, at least we're not stuck in the dark ages, right? Alright, let's talk prizes. These days, Olympic athletes get medals, fame, fortune, lucrative endorsement deals. The whole shebang. But back in ancient Greece, they kept it simple. And by simple, I mean, well, weird. Forget gold, silver, or bronze. These guys were competing for glory, honor, and, wait for it, an olive branch. Yes, you heard that right. A branch from an olive tree. Not even a whole tree, just a branch. Look, I'm all for sustainability and natural rewards, but you'd think they could have at least thrown in a gift basket with some olive oil and pita bread? Maybe a coupon for a free toga cleaning? Something. Apparently, branding wasn't really a thing back then. No Nike swooshes, no Gatorade endorsements, just pure, unadulterated olive branch love. Hey, at least it was biodegradable, right? Try composting a gold medal. Alright, picture this. You've been training your toga off for years, you're ripped, you're oiled up, you're ready to win that olive branch. You've been dreaming of this moment, visualizing your victory, and now it's finally within reach. The crowd is roaring, the sun is shining, and the air is thick with anticipation. But wait, just as you're about to step onto the field, your annoying neighbor city-state decides now is the perfect time to declare war? Talk about bad timing. All those years of preparation, and now you have to worry about dodging spears instead of just running faster than the guy next to you. Luckily, the ancient Greeks had a solution for that, a sacred truce called the Ekacheria. This wasn't just a casual handshake agreement, it was a deeply respected tradition that everyone took seriously. The Ekacheria was proclaimed by heralds who traveled to all the city-states, ensuring that everyone knew it was time to put down their weapons and pick up their sports gear. It basically meant hitting the pause button on all that war business. Yes, you heard right. They actually stopped fighting so everyone could enjoy the games. Imagine the relief of the athletes knowing they could compete without the threat of an ambush. It was a time for celebration, competition, and camaraderie. I mean, can you imagine that happening today? Hold on, Putin, my bad. Gotta catch Usain Bolt in the 100-meter dash. The idea of world leaders agreeing to a truce for the sake of sports seems almost laughable now. But back then, it was a testament to the power of the Olympic spirit. We'll get back to this whole global domination thing later. Yeah, not gonna happen. But in ancient Greece, the Ekacheria was a real thing, and it worked. It was a time when even the most hardened warriors would lay down their arms and join in the festivities. But hey, give them props for trying, right? It's like the ancient Greek version of a UN ceasefire, except with more olive oil and fewer strongly worded letters. The truce was a symbol of unity and respect, a reminder that even in times of conflict, there could be moments of peace and understanding. This truce wasn't just some casual agreement either. It was a huge deal, religiously enforced and everything. The gods themselves were believed to be watching, ensuring that everyone adhered to the truce. Violating the Ekacheria was considered a serious offense, one that could bring divine retribution. Think of it like Zeus throwing a celestial penalty flag on anyone trying to start a fight during his favorite sporting event. The gods were the ultimate referees, and their judgment was final. This divine oversight added an extra layer of importance to the truce, making it more than just a human agreement. For about a month before the games and a month after, everyone had to chill. Soldiers put down their swords, philosophers put down their, well, whatever philosophers put down, and everyone headed to Olympia for a giant, sweaty, ancient Greek party. It was a time of joy and celebration where the focus was on athletic prowess and communal harmony. It's actually kind of beautiful when you think about it. All these rival cities putting aside their differences and their swords to celebrate athleticism and, not kill each other for a hot minute. The Olympics were a rare opportunity for peace and unity, a chance for everyone to come together and appreciate the best of humanity. So next time you're watching the Olympics, maybe take a moment to appreciate the fact that, unlike in ancient Greece, your country probably isn't about to be invaded by Sparta while you're watching gymnastics. You're welcome. The spirit of the ancient Olympics lives on, reminding us of the power of sports to bring people together, even in the most challenging times. Okay, so you think you're a tough cookie because you can run a 5K and lift a few weights? Maybe you even have a few medals from local races or a shelf full of protein powders. But let me tell you, modern fitness challenges have nothing on what the ancient Greeks put themselves through. Well, hold on to your protein shakes because the ancient Olympic pentathlon was not for the faint of heart or the weak of bicep. Forget your fancy modern-day equipment and specialized training. These athletes trained with rudimentary tools and sheer willpower. They didn't have the luxury of high-tech gear or scientifically optimized diets. This was 5 grueling events, all crammed into one epic display of athleticism. We're talking running, jumping, discus throwing, javelin throwing, and to top it all off, a nice, friendly wrestling match. Each event tested different aspects of physical prowess, from speed and agility to strength and endurance. It was the ultimate test of an athlete's versatility and resilience. Yeah, you heard that right. Wrestling. No helmets, no padding, just pure, sweaty, muscle-on-muscle action. And you thought your CrossFit class was tough. Imagine grappling with an opponent in the scorching sun with nothing but your skill and determination to protect you. It was raw, it was brutal, and it was the pinnacle of ancient sportsmanship. Imagine this. You've just sprinted your heart out, launched a discus across the stadium, and hurled a javelin like a Greek god. Your muscles are screaming, your lungs are burning, but there's no time to rest. The competition is relentless, and every second counts. The pressure is immense, but so is the glory that awaits the victor. You're exhausted, but guess what? Time for some wrestling. And trust me, these weren't your average backyard wrestling matches. We're talking intense grappling, intricate holds, and the ever-present threat of getting flipped into the dirt like a pancake. The wrestling match was the final event, and it often determined the overall winner. It was a test of strategy as much as strength, requiring both mental and physical toughness. Winning this bad boy meant you weren't just good at one thing, you were an all-around badass. You were basically the ancient Greek equivalent of a Navy SEAL, but with better tans and a slightly more relaxed dress code. Victorious athletes were celebrated as heroes, their names etched into history. They earned not just olive wreaths, but eternal glory and respect. So the next time you're feeling smug about hitting a new personal best at the gym, remember the ancient Olympic pentathlon, and then pour one out for those ancient athletes. They pushed the boundaries of human potential long before modern sports science and training methods. Their legacy is a testament to the enduring spirit of competition and the pursuit of excellence. They definitely earned their olive branches and probably a good massage or two. Their achievements remind us that true greatness comes from pushing beyond our limits, embracing the challenge, and giving it our all, no matter the odds. So next time you hit the gym, channel a bit of that ancient warrior spirit and see just how far you can go. All right, let's be real. Where there's competition, there's always that one guy trying to bend the rules. And the ancient Olympics were no exception. The stakes were high, and the desire to win was intense. Athletes trained for years, dedicating their lives to the pursuit of glory. But with that kind of pressure, some were tempted to take shortcuts. But unlike today, where athletes get slapped on the wrist with a little bad press and a revoked medal, back then, cheating was serious business. The ancient Greeks had a zero-tolerance policy when it came to dishonesty in sports. They believed that the integrity of the games was paramount, and any violation was met with severe consequences. We're talking public shaming, hefty fines, and in some cases, even exile. Yeah, you could get kicked out of your city-state for tripping someone in the foot race. Talk about high stakes. The punishments were designed to be a deterrent, ensuring that athletes thought twice before attempting to cheat. The fear of losing one's honor and place in society was a powerful motivator to stay on the straight and narrow.
Imagine trying to explain that one to your buddies. Yeah, I got caught using performance-enhancing herbs. Now I'm living in exile, past the hummus. The social stigma was immense. Being labeled a cheater meant losing the respect of your peers, your family, and your community. It was a mark that could follow you for the rest of your life.
But it wasn't just the punishments that kept athletes in line. Cheating was seen as a major insult to the gods, and nobody wanted to get on Zeus's bad side. The ancient Greeks were deeply religious, and they believed that the gods watched over the games. Any act of dishonesty was not just a crime against fellow competitors, but a sacrilege against the divine. I mean, have you seen what that guy can do with a lightning bolt? Plus, there was the whole honor system thing. The concept of arete, or excellence, was central to Greek culture. Athletes strove to achieve their best through hard work and fair play. Cheating was seen as a betrayal of this ideal, a shortcut that undermined the true spirit of competition. The ancient Greeks were all about glory and leaving a legacy, and nothing could tarnish your reputation faster than being known as a dirty cheater. The stories of cheaters were often passed down as cautionary tales, serving as a reminder of the importance of integrity. Athletes who played by the rules were celebrated and remembered for their achievements, while cheaters were condemned and forgotten. So, while some athletes might have been tempted to pull a fast one, the risks definitely outweighed the rewards. It was way easier and safer to just train hard and compete fairly. The path to victory was through dedication, perseverance, and respect for the rules. Those who chose to cheat not only risked their own futures, but also the honor of their city-states. Plus, nobody wants to be remembered as the guy who got banished for trying to sneak a head start in the chariot race. That's just embarrassing. The legacy of the ancient Olympics is a testament to the value of fair play and the enduring spirit of competition. Cheating wasn't cool, bro, and it never will be. Okay, picture this. You're a sculptor, chiseling away at a giant hunk of marble. What's more inspiring, some dude snoring on a park bench or a ripped athlete chucking a discus like it offended his mother? Yeah, me too. Turns out the ancient Greeks were just as captivated by their athletic superstars as we are today. Except instead of paparazzi and Instagram likes, they got immortalized in stone and verse. Talk about pressure. Imagine trying to nail a perfect javelin throw knowing some dude with a chisel is going to immortalize your butt cheeks for all eternity. These games weren't just about physical prowess. They were a celebration of the human spirit, of pushing boundaries, and looking damn good doing it. And what better way to capture that raw power and grace than through art? Sculptures that made marble look like actual flesh, pottery depicting epic wrestling matches, poems praising the victors. They were basically the Instagram influencers of their time, only with way fewer selfies and a lot more toga malfunctions. So next time you're admiring some classical Greek art, remember, you might be looking at the ancient world's version of a Sports Illustrated cover model. Just, a little less clothing optional. For almost 12 centuries, the ancient Olympics were the hottest ticket in town. Imagine Woodstock, Coachella, and the Super Bowl all rolled into one, with slightly fewer questionable fashion choices. But even the greatest parties have to end sometime. and sadly, the ancient Olympics were no exception. Don't worry, it wasn't because people got tired of watching dudes wrestle in olive oil. Well, maybe a little. No, the real party pooper was this guy named Theodosius I. He was the Roman emperor, and let's just say he wasn't exactly a fan of pagan traditions. And since the Olympics were all about honoring Zeus and the gang, well, let's just say they didn't exactly align with Theodosius' whole one true god vibe. So in 393 AD, he pulled the plug on the games like a chaperone shutting down a high school kegger. It was a sad day for fans of athleticism, olive oil, and, well, pretty much everyone except Theodosius. So there you have it, folks. 10 mind-blowing facts about the ancient Olympics that'll make you the most interesting person at your next Zoom trivia night. What surprised you the most? The nudity? The olive branches? The fact that they didn't have nachos? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button for more mind-blowing historical hot takes from yours truly. Until next time, stay curious, my friends.